And that was the sound of the 251s with The Letter. And I'm joined here in studio now by Dara McGowan and Andy Hogg. Good morning, dudes. How are you? And Dara and Andy are indeed the 251s, here to talk about a new release and upcoming venues. I believe Life's Too Short is the big release coming soon.
That's the latest. It was released last Friday, so it's very new.
Indeed, and it's got a guest singer on it. Would that be the best way to describe it?
That's one way of describing it. Featured, I suppose, usually what we say is Charlie McGettigan. I think everybody knows is a household name, and he co-wrote the song also.
Right. I've seen the video.
Oh,
online.
Good.
Well, I know I should have. Maybe you'd said it in narration and I wouldn't see it. Where is the church?
It's the Tin Church in Lara, County Monaghan. So it's actually a tin church from the 1800s, and it's a lovely venue to play in. We had our launch there back in July. And
it often struck me, Andy, the name of the duo that you've picked now, the 251s. Maybe I don't have enough musical knowledge to know where that comes from. Maybe you tell us.
Well, it's a chord progression that's used a lot in jazz music and old pop music, so it's like...
See?
That sort of thing.
I really don't know.
That's what it is, yeah.
And what would be the best description? I've seen folk duo or jazz music duo or swing music. Which would you like?
There's an element of all those things in it, yeah, but we have to be careful what we say, because sometimes people think, jazz is one thing, but it could be everything from Fly Me to the Moon to, blues tunes, blues standards.
So it's wide ranging.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. So we're going to have a Life's Too Short. We'll play that later on. Maybe you'll introduce it when we get to that. And that's a recording because it's got Charlie
It does, yeah. It's Charlie on it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Tell us how the duo formed.
Well, we've been playing together since about 2016. I think it was really, we knew each other. We were kind of working sort of in the same company. And then Andy seen me singing in the Blues Jam in Monaghan. And I think he just thought with the tone of my voice it would work well with him, because he'd been wanting to do some jazz standards. Right. So he was saying, would I be interested in playing standards? And of course, once we got talking, we were like, oh yeah, I love this, love that. So immediately the sparks were there, if you like. And we knew that it was stuff that we could do together. And that's where it took off. Then we gave it a go, and it's amazing actually, the songs that and you know all the words of, and you don't realise, all the words until you start to sing them, old songs, yeah, you don't realise.
And the launch of the album, Slave to the Moon, that went down well recently?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was in the Tin Church, as we said. We had Charlie McGettigan there as a guest, and another friend of ours, Mark Brodie from Cootehill, guested, and my daughter also.
Right.
So, it was a packed house. We had a full house, and that's it. The last couple of gigs we had full, so it's promising. It's looking good for our gig coming up in Dundalk, I suppose.
Yes, we talk about that as well, but tell us briefly where that's going to be.
So that's in the Oriel Centre, Dundalk Jail. That will be on the 18th of November, and it's basically a speakeasy, which is kind of what we specialise in. We've done quite a few of them, looking at, I suppose you could be dressing up for it in 1920s, 30s or 40s gear. And we've run a few of them, and they always go down well. It's a good excuse to dress up, and we've got good music, good guests.
We'll be supplementing the sound with some good friends. So we have a double bass with our friend Alex Watson, and we have also soprano sax with, And
we're going to get a sample now of some live music. Could you introduce what you're going to play now?
Okay, this is a song Dara wrote. I think it'd be better for her to introduce.
Okay, so this is actually one of the earliest songs. Back 2010, I wrote this song, and it's really about relationships. And I suppose it kind of is about my mother and my daughter and me, in a sense. But it's very loose, you know what I mean. But just that relationship you have with different generations, and looking backwards and looking forward.
Great, we're going to hear that. This is Sparks.
Yeah. Sparks fly when we rub together. Sometimes we're like stormy weather. You push me higher, right to the wire, and I don't know where this is going. We keep fighting, yet we're growing. We're so different, yet the same. We're just people, different things. And I don't know if I can fight it, 'cause I'm bursting inside, trying to hide it. And now I can't see black from white, when my eyes are so shut tight. Sparks fly when we rub together. You question, I say whatever it takes to get us there. Everywhere and nowhere. And I don't know where this is going. We keep fighting without knowing. And now I can see black from white, when my eyes are open wide. And then I look at you and I see me, somewhere where I long to be. And it's somewhere where I once have been, where does future end and past begin? Sparks fly when we rub together. Sometimes we're like stormy weather. You push me higher, right to the wire.
Well done. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So would I be right to say Sparks is more a reflection, whereas Life's Too Short has got a moral to it?
yeah. I suppose it's get out and do what you gotta do. Is that the word?
Before it's too late, you can't do it.
Yeah, it's about procrastination and about, you're making all the plans and you have all these big dreams, but you're doing nothing. So, get out and do it.
Are we all guilty of that?
Yeah.
To some
yeah,
degree.
We all are to a degree, yeah.
So we're going to play that one now, Dara, Andy. This will be more Am I right this time? A bit more of a swing beat to it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of it's nearly country swing, or if you like. We were playing up in Carlingford actually for the swing dance group in Dundalk, and they really enjoyed dancing to it by the looks of it. So it's a good dance song.
If you'd like to introduce that one now.
Okay, so this is "Life's Too Short" by the 251s, featuring Charlie.
That's the one.
Life's too short, you gotta do what you gotta do. Pull up those britches, boy, lace up those saddle shoes. Every day that passes is a payment overdue. Life's too short, get out and do what you gotta do. I've been listening to all your settled tales. Your plans, your schemes, your worn-out dreams, you say they can never fail. Well, you talk about it all forever, and it all seems really great. You gotta get your act together before it's all too late, because life's too short. You gotta do what you gotta do. Pull up those britches, boy, lace up those saddle shoes. Every day that passes is a payment overdue. Life's too short, get out and do what you gotta do.
You know, you sit around and wonder what the world can do for you. Life's not like that, you're just getting fat with that old point of view. Life is meant for living, you gotta make all your own breaks. You gotta start out with some giving, forget about your mistakes, because
life's too short, you gotta do what you gotta do. Pull up those britches, boy, lace up those saddle shoes. Every day that passes is a payment overdue. Life's too short, get out and do what you gotta do. Well, I know that you're really clever, but you never get things done. You gotta shake the blues, spread the news, get out into the sun. Finish that old story, get out and sing that song. You'll just love the glory when you hear them singing along, because life's too short, you gotta do what you gotta do. Pull up those britches, boy, lace up those saddle shoes. Every day that passes is a payment overdue. Life's too short, get out and do what you gotta do. Life is too short, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, there's the new release from the 251s with Charlie McGettigan, and that certainly is a up-tempo swing beat.
It's different. Yeah, that's why we sang the other one, because we're saying give a flavour.
Nice contrast.
Yeah.
And again, a good ethos for people. Life's too short. You either do a lot or you do a lot of good things.
Or you can plan a lot. You can have all the plans in the world but not do anything.
That's true. That can happen too. What's the word? Procrastination.
Yes, it is.
That's
a great word.
Now, remind us again about the upcoming venue at the Oriel Centre.
So, that's on the 18th of November. It's in the Oriel Centre. You can buy tickets on Eventbrite, or you can see the link on our Facebook page. And it's a dress-up, kind of, if you want to dress up. Most people will. I think you'll be left out if you don't dress up for it, in the sense of 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. We'll have some very special guests. As we said, we'll have a 4-piece band there. And that's kind of everything, I think.
And this term speakeasy. Again,
it's from the Prohibition era. So it's
America, yes.
Yes, and into the 30s. So it's about when you couldn't get the alcohol. There will be a bar, by the way. But it's about that time when you couldn't get the alcohol, and there was speakeasies popped up. There was thousands and thousands popped up all over America, particularly in New York.
Right.
and they were even finding them back. The latest one they found somewhere in a back room of a place was actually in the 80s, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, where they found it, and it was all intact with the tables and chairs and all.
It had been sealed for decades.
It had been sealed up, yeah.
A piece of history.
Yeah, exactly. So they were all there. They were in attics and basements and in back rooms, secret doors into places and all sorts. But that's where we kind of, because we do a lot of 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s music, we kind of started doing this, and it's very popular.
That's great. And the new album, Slave to the Moon, for our listeners, where can they get this?
You can get it on Bandcamp. The link is there. You can buy the physical album there or download.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, Dara, Andy, thank you very much for coming in to see us, and very
Thanks
good
for
luck
having
with this
us.
and
Thanks
all
very much, David.
Yeah.
the future events. They can only be a great success. Thank you very much.
Yeah, life's too short.
Indeed it
Get out
is.
and do it. Thank you.